The Jim Norton Show starts now.
Yes, it does. The Jim Norton Show is here. I love that song. I really do just want to listen to it. A lot of times Anthony pointed out that I used to start out with an email, but I don't do that now because for some reason the calls have been coming in a little bit faster. And, I'm very tired today. I talk a lot about being tired on this program, and people are very good. I still haven't addressed it because now my special is shot and I'm editing, so now I have to address that very soon so you guys don't have to hear this every week. Wednesdays are tough for me because I do this and then I fucking go to therapy and then I try to get to the gym. So my gym days are much later. I like to go at like 10:15, 10:30 to the gym and then just work out while I'm still going on show energy. And I got a trainer. I've taken three sessions with my trainer. I saw her last Thursday, last Friday, and then Monday. And it was really good. Like, I didn't want a trainer, and we did like these little warm-up things, and she does like circuit training, where your fucking cardio goes way up, and then you come down, and then your cardio goes up, and then you come down. And I can't talk during the workout. Like, we'll stop, she'll be, okay, take a break. It's good. It's good to get your heart rate up like that.
I went to your Caroline show last week on Friday night.
Thank you.
And my wife and I heard a lot of people saying how small you looked, like how much thinner than you used to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's all just going to the gym and eating better. People keep asking me, what is it? But then there's this layer of fat that you can't get rid of. I mean, it will eventually go, but it's like this layer that wraps around. It's like, how do you get rid of this? They always say the last 10 pounds. But whatever it is, the last 15 pounds or 12 pounds, whatever I have to get rid of, is fucking tough, man. So I've debated liposuction, but I'm not going to do that for a while.
You don't need that.
No, but it's soft and mushy, and if it doesn't go away, I want to get rid of it.
It's barely noticeable at this point.
I know, but you're not looking at me naked. I'm looking at me naked, and so is everyone else who's under the age of 18. Kidding. So what can we get descriptions up on these people?
No, the first two lines didn't catch up with the software over here, but I have them here. The first line is Steve wants to talk about stand-up, and line 2 is Travis in Maryland wants to talk to you about signing his book. I don't know.
What do you want to know about stand-up, Steve? I mean,
Steve, you're on.
Hey, first caller. Nice.
Hi, buddy.
How you doing, Jim? I have my own mental issues. I'm sure we all do, but
sure.
I've always wanted to do stand-up, something like that, writing. I did open mic a couple of years ago once, and I wanted to do it again, but I keep, feeding myself these reasons that I'm not doing it.
Sure.
And two of them are, one, I don't know how to, do jokes and not copy someone else. How do you know that you're not stealing someone else's jokes if you're not seeing everybody that's out there?
Well, I don't watch everybody who's out there for that reason. And you have to just trust yourself. And if you question a joke, really question it. And if it's something you're not sure of, don't do it. But eventually you'll find your voice and you'll find what it is that makes you funny. You have to be very aware of that, though. Just be very aware of it and try very, very hard not to do it.
And the other thing I keep telling myself is that I think when I did the open micer, it was like, I think 3 minutes. And for some reason, I keep having this idea that I have to have like an hour of stuff built up.
No, you know how long it took me to get an hour of stuff, dude? For a few years, I had 5, 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, and then eventually you build up to 30 to middle. It's like, wow, I could never picture doing a fucking hour. And now, like, when I'm performing, Kenny lights me at 30 to let me know where I'm at. And a lot of times I still do an hour and 10. Like a normal headline says 45 or 50. It took me a long, long time to build up to that, to be that comfortable that I'm that confident that I can stay on stage that long. But again, you'll get that. Don't see what you're doing is you're worrying about things which are preventing you from doing it.
Exactly.
How about this? You put together 5 minutes to 3 to 5 minutes and you work on that and you go up on stage and you make sure it's original, it's your own thoughts, but try it. Don't fucking sit on it and wait and wait and wait. Because the day that all of a sudden you're comfortable and you know it's right and you know the material's good, that day never comes.
Yeah, I know. And and the other thing is, like, how often, like, if you do that, say, I don't know how often the open mics are, say you go on a Tuesday and then you go back to next week, do you do the same 5 minutes? Or do you
I do the same 5 minutes for a while, buddy. All right? I would suggest that. And then as you go on, new material will come to you and you'll try that.
All right, man. Thanks.
Good luck, brother.
Thanks.
Let's go to Aaron in New Hampshire. The girl you're dating gave you a head on the first date? That sounds like a winner.
Oh, it sounds good. So we're coworkers, and we went out one night in a small group, and what happened was we ended up getting pretty drunk because we went back to my house, and we ended up having sex, and she gave me a really good head. But now we're starting to date, and all of a sudden she won't give me head anymore. I don't know why.
Did you ask her why?
She said at first she said ew, and I'm like what do you mean? We'll do it the first night, it's not a big deal, it's part of sex, this and that. And she just said no, not now, no.
Was that the only time you've gotten drunk before sex?
No, it wasn't.
So
the other few times we did too.
And she still won't suck your dick?
No.
Well, that sounds to me like you have to put your foot down and say, it depends on how important head is to you. For some guys, they just like to fuck. It's not a big deal to them. For me, it's a big deal. If you don't suck dick, I'm not dating you.
Yeah. You
like her, but do you like head more?
I don't know. It's borderline, I guess, right now.
Well, again, that's up to you. You have to make that decision. She obviously doesn't like sucking dick, which means in Jim Norton's world, she's not a contender. Not even for friendship. But if head's not that important to you, or you can wait until she's ready. Any girl that said ew, if I was with a girl and she said ew about sucking dick, I would not only would I not date her, I wouldn't even finish the meal. I'd be like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I would just get into my car and fucking go home.
Yeah. She did a good job the first night, though. That's why I'm like, man, that sucks. But,
yeah.
I have another quick question. So the last couple of times we got together, maybe the second time we got together, she got a UTI, and then I'm like, the last time here over the weekend, she's like, no. She's like, I'm worried I'm gonna get it again. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. You'll be good. It's just rare that it happens, whatever. And she kind of thinks that she has one again. I don't know what's going on here.
No, some women just get them, man. Maybe she has a high yeast count in her box. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, women's pussies are fucking weird. There's always something happening with them. It's like, oh no, I can't eat that. If I have a search, my pussy foams. There's all this weird chemical stuff that goes on with women. So that's something I have zero experience in. But I would talk about the blowjobs, my friend, and I would absolutely have a real discussion with her about that, because if she's not sucking dick, I don't know how you're going to deal with her.
Yeah, I know. All right, sounds good. I love the show.
Thank you. Good luck. How about Nick in New Hampshire? Dating a girl, still talking to her ex, huh?
Hey, Jim, I fucking love you, man.
Thank you, buddy.
The only reason XM gets their $50 a quarter at me, I swear to God.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so, I went out with this girl 9 months ago, one date. We had a fucking awesome time. She calls me the next day, says she's going back to her ex-boyfriend. They have a kid together. So I'm like, all right. So 9 months goes by. She sends me a message out of the blue. I'm finally over him. I haven't stopped to you. Can we go out? So I'm like, well, sure. So I take her out. Great girl. I'm 45. She's 35.
Okay.
It's not like there's an abundance of good-looking single women in New Hampshire.
How old is the kid? How old is the kid?
2.
Okay.
2.5, and she's hot as hell. No job, 3 kids by 2 different guys.
Okay.
I know what she's going to tell me, and that's why I'm calling. I want you to tell me I'm a dumbass and get over her.
Well, you said she's still talking to her ex?
Well, no, we went out for a month. Fucking awesome time. Waited a month before I even slept with her. Had a great time. A couple of days later, she calls me up. I'm back with my ex-boyfriend, and they're together now. But she texts me all the time. She has her friend call me all the time. Oh, no, I can't get over him. I don't stop thinking about him. So, this bitch just stringing me along. What the fuck?
She obviously is a mess, because she has, 3 kids with 2 different guys?
3 kids. But she was married for 15 years. So
okay.
She had 2 kids with her husband.
But she's still has no guy now. So first of all, she wants security. So the ex is always, first of all, he's the father of one of her kids. So he's always going to take priority. She's always going to talk to him. For the next 20 years, she's tied to this guy. So no matter how secure you are in your relationship, 2 times since you've known her, she's gone back to him. It will probably happen again. Maybe because the kid there is such a bond, but it's also what forces them to communicate. They will always have to see each other at his events, at the kids' events, at the kids' school, at the kids' this, the kids' that. They'll make decisions together. I would stay away if I were you, because if she just ran back to him, the first time is understandable because you had 1 date. But now she had 9 more months with the guy, and she goes, I want you, and then she dates you for a month, and she goes back with him. Maybe she's just using you to kind of have a little soft pillow to fall on when her and the ex have trouble. Maybe she has no intention on dating with you. So fuck her. Go find somebody else. I'm sure she's terrific and fun, but I would say fucking nerds to this girl. The next time she fucking texts you, just send a picture of your cock and say, hit the bricks, toots.
You got it. You're the best, buddy.
Thank you, my friend. Good luck. Okay. How about this one? I lent my friend money. David in Tennessee.
Hey, Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
Good, good. How are you, David? You lent your friend money to fix his car a year ago, but he still hasn't fixed it. What should I do?
No, that's similar to what it is. I have the same three group of guys come up every year that I grew up with in Florida, and they come up to Tennessee, and they stay at my house and everything, and it's great. We've been doing it for 10, 12 years. Well, they brought a new guy up this year, and that's fine. That was perfectly fine. They were here a week. Everything went great. This was last year. On the last day, my dumb neighbor was mowing his yard, and a rock flew out of the mower and hit his windshield and put a little crack in it. So I gave the guy a check for $500. If it's more, let me know. I'll pay. If not, send me the difference. That check couldn't have got cashed quick enough.
Okay. Why did you give him the check, by the way?
Well, I just felt bad. You know, the neighbor's kid was mowing my yard. You know, I did feel bad.
Oh, it was your yard. Okay.
Yeah, it was my yard, so I did feel bad. But it was a tiny crack. I'm telling you, you'd really have to look for it.
Sure.
So anyway, I gave him the money to pay for it. I never hear from him again until the next year. They come back up here. And I just so happened, I looked, and that fucking crack's still there. And I can't help it, man. My three buddies know nothing about this, or they wouldn't even be his friend, I don't think. But I don't want to, blow up his spot.
Hold on, did he demand the money from you?
No, I offered it to him. I said, here's $500. Here's a check for $500. I don't know what the rule is in Florida. If it's more to get it fixed, let me know. If it's less, just send me the difference.
Well,
Jimmy, that check was cashed the next day.
I understand it. Look, I understand why you'd be irritated. You have to eat this one. I'll tell you why. You fulfilled, first of all, he didn't demand the money from you, so I would say fuck him, but he didn't ask you for it. And maybe, an honorable man would have given you the money back because he didn't fix the window. But if you give him money for his pain and suffering, or for his tangible replacement part, and he chooses to spend it on somebody else, technically I think it's none of your business. And I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm saying you fulfilled your part of an obligation that you needed to fulfill, and he's not asking you for more. He didn't ask you for that, and it's not like he's coming to you and going like, hey, man, I still need something for the window. So it doesn't matter. I would say fuck it, let it go.
But it didn't bother him one bit to come back up the following year, use my house, use the tickets I gave him to go to the race, taking advantage of my friends. I mean, it just little things bother me. I don't care about the money. I really don't.
He might not be, dude, he might not, I apologize for interrupting you. He might not be thinking of it like that. It's like if somebody fucks up my rug and they pay me for a new rug and I go, hey man, I really appreciate that, but I'm going to buy a painting instead. Well, they've paid me for the part that's damaged. If I'm still willing to deal with the part that's damaged, both parties have, I think, fulfilled their obligation. Like, he's not asking you for more money. He was okay with what you gave him. He didn't ask for it. So I would say that had he demanded it, you would be right to be annoyed. Or if he asked you for more, you'd be right to be annoyed. But I would just let it go, unless the guy's a dick. Or you could ask him about it. Why don't you sit him down and go, hey, look, I'm just curious. I gave you money for that, and I know the money I gave to you, it's up to you. He may go, dude, I totally forgot about it. I had a real issue with this. So maybe that money went to something better, and he's willing to live with the cracked window.
All very good points. I didn't want to bring it up. I don't want to wreck any relationship I have with friends I've had for years and years.
Sure.
I really don't. And you make some valid points.
Yeah, he didn't demand it from you. So again, the guy may be a bit of a kind of shitty, but I would say let it go, man. Unless he asks you for more. Okay.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy. I really do, because I'm telling you, I get on these kicks. I cannot quit thinking about it. Okay. It drives me insane, but thank you. You've made some.
Yeah, let it go. It's not that big a deal, and don't forget, you did the right thing, and that's all that matters. You made the right move. You're an honorable guy, and that's what's important. If he's less than honorable, or maybe he needed the money for something really important and he just forgot about it. Sometimes people just forget. Maybe he literally just didn't. He thought that was the end of the transaction, and whatever he did didn't matter. So I wouldn't let it bother me. Okay.
I appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank you, buddy. I love you, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Joe in Boston, what do you mean I'm featured in a text song by Nicky Romero? Who's Nicky Romero?
Hello?
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm good, Jimmy. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I was listening, a little cross-promotion. I was listening to Electric Area on Sirius XM, and the pad data came up when I was at work. It said Nicky Romero plus Jim Norton, and the song is called WTF Language. And it's, you know, like typical techno song. It builds and builds and builds. The beat drops. Some random person screams, "What the fuck?" And then your voice pops in and you say, "Language." And I didn't know if you knew that. I didn't know if I was late or if you knew
No,
that.
I didn't know it, but I will look it up.
Yeah, because I looked on it. Maybe one of your guys can find it. I literally couldn't find it on YouTube, and I only looked for about like 2 minutes. But I thought it was fucking hilarious. You were featured in a very bouncy techno song.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, let's see. What was my workout? Let's talk to Joe in Boston. I have a brief answer for this. Joe in Boston?
Hey, Jimmy, how's it going?
Good, thank you. You're asking about the workout routine before I had the trainer. The trainer's brand new.
Right.
My workout routine... I'm sorry?
Sorry, I wanted to preface it by saying I've always had a problem. I'm not an overweight guy. It'd be nice to have a little bit of definition going on, you know? So, the thing is, I can never stick to a workout because I get bored as shit, and I think most people do. But I'm always looking online and saying, well, what's this routine? What's that routine? This guy says this, but this person says that doesn't work. So, I started recently for the last 2 weeks, and it's been working, just going at my own pace, doing what I think is a good workout, and I've stuck to it so far. So I'm just wondering if that's what you did, or if you were doing what I did and, incessantly going on and saying, well, I should do this and not that and blah, blah, blah.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. What finally got me into, starting to down this good road I'm on was I joined the gym Opie goes to, which was a big gym, so, excuse me, there's a lot to keep me busy. And I switch it up, one day I would do boxing. I would usually do 10 3-minute rounds on the heavy bag. No, I don't have excellent boxing technique or whatever, but it puts a little strength in the arms, and it also, it's good to work the chest, and it's good for cardio, and you're moving. That would help. The next day I would do, say, 45 minutes on the elliptical machine. I would do that. And then I would do, the next day after that, I would do pull-ups. I do pull-ups almost every time I do upper body. I would do, sets of 10 pull-ups, and then I would do, say, 8 or 9 different, chest or bicep exercises and push-ups in between that. I would do, I start my routine, I'll do 10 pull-ups or 12 pull-ups, depending on how I'm feeling that day, or 15, but usually 10. And then after my 10 pull-ups, I'll go, say I do the machine, I'll do bench pressing. I'll do 2 sets of benching, then I'll get down and do 25 push-ups, then I finish up my final 2 sets of benching. And then, so that's one segment. It's the pull-ups, it's 4 sets of benching of the same exercise with push-ups in between. And then I'll go do 10 more pull-ups, and then say I'll go and do, a shoulder press, 2 sets shoulder press, get down to 25 push-ups, then the final 2 shoulder press sets. So that was what I was doing, 4 sets of everything with push-ups in between. And it really helps work the upper body. And I think push-ups and pull-ups are very good for you. So I would mix it up like that a lot. Then the next day I would do back, or the next day, there's a great ab routine. I think this guy called Matt Stav or something. I forget what it's called, but it's called 8-pack abs. And I do that almost every other day. And it's 1,000 reps. It's 10 different exercises. You do 25 of each one, which is 250, and you run through that 4 times. And you're supposed to do it every other day. I do it every other day, every third day. Matt Staub, I think, or Staub, I think his name is. I don't know. So the trainers had me doing different shit. But I mixed it up so much, and I wound up hurting myself in my right elbow, which kind of fucked me up, which is why I started doing this ab thing, because I overdid it and I didn't stretch properly. And kettlebells. I was doing kettlebells, but I don't think I was doing them right. So now my trainer has me doing them a little bit. But I would suggest learning how to do the kettlebells. Just mix it up and confuse your body. And there might be somebody out there telling me, Jimmy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I can only tell you what I did. And I would mix it up with a little bit of swimming too. All right?
Okay. Yeah, just one more quick thing. Just to see, that workout sounds like it does, a lot. But the thing is, I'm not even close to being capable of doing, my body gets tired really fast.
Yeah.
When I'm doing, I'll do 25 push-ups, and then I'll go try to do some other upper body thing I can do, like maybe 2, and like I have complete muscle exhaustion, and it's always been that way for me, and it doesn't seem to ever go away. I don't know if that's like a hill you have to get over or what. I mean,
I think you get better with that. You push yourself a little bit, and also find out about diet, and maybe you should be eating something right before that would give you some energy, some protein. Again, I don't know enough about that, but find out about diet, what you should be eating. There might be something you're doing which is causing you to crash during your workouts too. So, again, I'm a novice at this, dude. I've been doing it for a while, but I went on my own for a long time, and I kind of hit a plateau because your body does get used to things. And then I hurt my arm, which really limited me, so I couldn't do everything and mix it up as much as I was. So the trainer's really helping me now. But that was what I was doing. Just go online. You can find so many great exercises online. Right. Find great ab routine. That ab routine I do is really good. Now it's all diet. I just got to get rid of this fucking blabbar. Yes, Erod.
The one you're talking about, his last name is Struve.
Oh, Matt Strave?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does it. He's like it's for 8-pack abs, I think. He's like a shirtless guy. Does the exercise.
He's got a ton of YouTube videos.
Oh, okay. I've only seen that one. And you feel kind of gay watching it, but it's like this guy really knows what he's doing, and he's in great shape, and it's helped me a lot, dude. My abs feel much stronger. It's just the eating which keeps a little bit of fat on them. All right, good luck, my friend.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're very welcome. So let's see. Joe thinks he's coming too quickly because he masturbates a lot.
Jimmy.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
All right. Well, here's the deal. My wife started working night shifts, so I got bored. So I'm watching X-Hamster all the time. At first, I was figuring I'm just desensitizing myself to sex, and then I realized where I never used to come from being jerked off by her, now it's all the time. So it's ruining my fucking sex life.
So, wait, being come by being jerked off by her is ruining your sex life?
Well, because now I'm coming too quickly from it, so I'm not getting to the point where I can fuck my wife, or if I am fucking my wife, I'm coming too quickly from that.
Oh, I've always heard the opposite, that jerking off, see, for me, it desensitized me a little bit. Well, just stop doing that then.
That's that simple?
Oh, it is. It's not that easy, though. Simple and easy are different things. It is that simple. Don't do it. If something is hurting you, don't do it. Replace it with something else if you can, or watch the porn with her. Or is there something you're watching you don't want her to know about?
Oh, no, I don't give a shit about that.
Okay, then maybe bridge it and watch with her. But if your sex life was better before the porn, and the porn's making you come too quickly, then stop watching the porn. Whenever you want to watch the porn, can't you bring her in and fuck her instead? Or do you just not want to? Are you just enjoying the porn?
Oh, no, I mean, I enjoy the porn plenty, but it's that she's not there at night now.
Oh, so you're doing it when she's not there because it's the only thing you can do?
Pretty much, yeah.
My only suggestion is to cut down on the porn, because that seems to be what your trouble is. So if you cut down on the porn and you start coming regularly again, you'll know that was the right move. Is she complaining about you coming too quickly?
No, not at all, but it's just annoying the shit out of me because I really like to fuck my wife longer.
Well, can't you do a little bit more in foreplay, or are you doing more in foreplay and it's still not helping?
We're doing more in foreplay just to compensate for it, but it's not helping that build. I mean, it's helping her build, but...
Sure, but you're still blowing loads too fast.
You got it, pretty much.
Well, you know, my friend, I would say that's your solution. I think that's the only way. Not as easy as it sounds, but it is that simple. If you're jerking off too much and it's making you come fast, stop jerking off and you'll probably go back to where you were.
Let's hope you're right. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm neither. Be good. Brian in the Bronx, I'll just answer. You don't have to get on. Why don't I bring my trainer on the show? Honestly, because I just started working with her. I would. I don't know if she wants to be known, but she's really nice. And Brian, if I continue to work with her, and if she has a desire to come on the advice show, I certainly would, because she's a really nice trainer. You know, I like her a lot, so I would. I'll see how she feels about that. All right, let's go to Mark in Illinois. Is being in the entertainment industry a big influence to losing weight? Is that what you want to know?
Hey, Jim.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, buddy. Good to talk to you, man. I really enjoy your shit.
I appreciate that.
Jim, I've always wondered, you know, you hear, you know, old rock stars say, you know, I've heard one in particular say that in Hollywood it's almost better to be a junkie than to be overweight. Did it influence your decision at all, or does that help you in the entertainment industry to be thin?
Well, You know, it's funny. It doesn't hurt. Will it help? I don't know. Like, when you look at comedians are lucky in that we can kind of get away with looking like shit. I mean, but what happens is once you start to get more notoriety, and, you're like, wow, maybe I could date some more cool people. Then you want to start looking better because it's embarrassing. But look at Chris Farley, look at John Belushi, look at John Candy. There's so many, or Jackie Gleason. I mean, there's a million funny fat men. Caliendo was fat, and he looks better now, but he was heavy for a while. I don't think it hurts you as a stand-up. It might hurt you with certain roles, because it's always more pleasant to look at somebody who's not overweight. And it has motivated me more because I'm exposed to a lot of people. So when I see myself, most people don't get to see themselves on film. But when I see myself on a Leno clip and I'm a fat-necked cock, or I see myself on a stand-up clip and my head is like blah, 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 like a fucking testicle in jelly.
That was kind of part of my question. Obviously, you probably would want to do more film roles, right? So do you think that or does it make any difference?
It does make a difference. I tell you, it hasn't hurt Philip Seymour Hoffman, though. So I think if you're talented enough, it doesn't, you can get through it. But I think that the desire to get in shape, the more you're photographed and the more you're on film, the more you see yourself accurately and you want to lose the weight. So that's how it's helped me. And I'm in a business where you are judged by your looks and you are judged by your age. So I want to look younger, and losing weight helps you do that. So there is a certain thing where I'm 44 now. I have to start thinking of that shit. So yes, it has been an influence on it. But it was more my own discomfort with how I looked. Because, being in the entertainment industry means nothing while I'm over a girl fucking her and my guts hanging down and my fucking tits. And I'm embarrassed to be naked in front of her. That's just Jim Norton. So
right.
It's possible to succeed. But, thank you very much.
Okay, bud.
Hey, TC in Virginia, how does Jimmy deal with his nervous facial tics? I need advice. Good question. Yes, sir.
Hey, Jim, love what you do.
Hi.
Hilarious with
Thank
all,
you.
all the characters lately. I just get nervous, and then I start thinking about it, and that's when it happens more, and I just try to separate myself from it, but it's just become really tough.
See, I don't think about it. For me, it's not even a nervous thing. It's when I have a certain energy output, then that's more like I blink like a little blinky zilch, or I'm a twitchy weirdo. I've been that way my whole life, and it doesn't feel nervous. And a lot of times I don't realize it until I see myself on video. My left eye is not as good as my right eye. For some reason, there's always a weird strain in my left eye. I don't know if that contributes to it or not. But I don't deal with it or not deal with it. It's probably hurt me acting-wise. It's probably because people see you on film and they're like, what the fuck is this maniac? Nobody wants to hire someone to play a doctor who's blinking like that. Yeah. So maybe it has hurt me like that, but it's just a part of who I am, and it is what it is. I have no real solution for it or answer for it. I've gotten as far as I've gotten with it. It's probably hurt a little bit, but I don't really think about it that much.
All right. Cool.
Okay?
Thanks.
You're very welcome. Tyler in Texas. My wife is getting heavy. How do I approach her about that? I would suggest with an African safari hat and fucking safari jacket. Do that with an elephant gun. And then she'll get the hint. Or whatever, just hide behind bushes and pretend you're stalking her. And she'll go, what are you doing? And you'll say, I'm hunting an elephant. Oh, no, it's you, honey. Same joke twice. Sorry, buddy. What is it? What is he?
She's not that big.
Oh, okay.
She, when we met 8 years ago, she was
ATE. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. She was a real good-looking, fit woman. We're both 27 years old, and now that we're married and living together, and we've lived together for 7 years, it's just she's kind of letting herself go, and her family's kind of not really fat and overweight, but she's got an obese family, and I've given her some subtle hints, like, hey, maybe we can both start going and hitting the gym together, and she's like, well, we don't have time. And I don't know, I've tried it in several different ways of going, hey, I really don't like that you're getting fat.
Yeah, I would suggest going to the gym for a little while by myself and getting into better shape, and hopefully that will motivate her. But you may have to sometimes have a loving but unpleasant conversation. If you're not having sex with her as much, or you're not touching her as much,
I have noticed that the sex has gone down a lot.
Sure it has, because you're not as turned on, and you're resentful. You're resentful of the fact that she's letting her... Sometimes it's like, yeah, I can still get turned on and fuck you, but like, hey, you don't care enough about me as a man being turned on. Like, that is something that people do. It's like she expects you to fucking pay the bills probably, or to do your duties. Do your duty. And she expects you to fulfill your obligation. What's that?
She does a lot. I mean, she's a really awesome chick. She's just...
Sure.
I mean, she's a good housewife. I mean, she's an awesome chick. She's just...
Getting fat.
Yeah.
And, okay, let me say it like this then. That's part of a woman's job in a relationship, whether you like to hear this or not, is looking somewhat decent and fuckable. And that's part of a guy's job too. But men are more providers. And let's be honest, you know, very rarely do really hot women marry really I forget what I was going to say. The man's job is to be the provider. Okay, that's the point I make. Really hot men don't usually marry really ugly women, is what I was trying to say. It's hot women that marry an uglier guy or a less than guy because, hey, what he gets is her hotness and what she gets is the provider and the guy that takes care of her. That's how I meant to phrase that. So if she's not kind of owning up to that and realizing, hey, the woman is supposed to kind of look good, then you should definitely have a nice discussion with her. Get yourself in better shape first so you have a fucking place to stand when you're talking. You know, you don't want to be a 3 and then complain about her.
Yeah.
I really fucking butchered that.
It's not real bad now, but I can see it potentially getting to where it's
right, yeah. I would start going to the gym more and really encourage her to come with you as time goes on. Give yourself a little time to get into a routine, though, so she'll see you going a lot.
Okay.
All right, good luck. And the guy said, why doesn't Norton bring a tranny on air? Not my trainer. The guy misheard. The tranny on air, transsexual, is Bailey J. was going to come last week, but I think her husband had jury duty or something, and I didn't hear from her this week. Bailey J. better fucking step it up. I want her on the show. It's like, I'm trying to work on something for Bailey J. and myself because I really like her. But she will, I'm sure, come back. Someone says, Jim in Jersey. That's me. Is it gay to get your ass fingered while getting a BJ? Let's get my alter ego on the phone.
Hey, Chipper.
What's happening?
So I've been getting ripped apart by my friends for this for probably the last couple of years. I don't think it's gay to get, just a tip. What do you think?
No, I don't. I think it's perfectly fine.
All right. Cool.
Good luck.
All right.
Okay. Now let's see what Andrew in New Jersey. How is it considered hack to do other comedian shows, but cover bands get a pass?
All right, let me explain. Say, like even your partner does a killer Dice Clay impression, right?
Yeah.
Now he could, if he wasn't Anthony on the radio, he can go out and do like the Dice Clay experience and just do his whole act, and people will probably pay it, but that's considered hack. But cover bands are okay. I don't understand that.
Well, I think a couple of things come into play here. First of all, comedy is supposed to be original thoughts, whereas you're claiming your thoughts as your own. Whereas a lot of times cover bands are not claiming the songs as their own. Like when somebody does, it's almost like when Frank Caliendo goes up and does an impression, even though he's writing the material, he's still doing somebody else's voice. But people know that Frank is giving credit to the voice where he should get it. Like Frank is not a hack at all. He's a great impressionist. Doing somebody else's act and claiming it as your own, because Frank's act is his. Do you know what I mean? Like, the material is his. The thoughts are his. He's just doing the voice. But guys that go up and do other people's thoughts as their own are considered dishonest. I think hack is easy, and it's also dishonest. Kind of goes into hack.
Well, say Rodney. Now, Rodney's been dead, 10 years, whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw Rodney a couple times. If you saw him in 1960 or 1990, it was the same act. Nothing was topical.
Sure.
But how about if you did like Rodney's act? He's dead. You're not hurting anybody. You're not taking money out of his pocket.
I think also with comedians that we come to love, a lot more of who they are and their personality goes into helping us enjoy what they're doing. Like, when you hear a comedian's point of view, there's something about that person that ropes you in as well. So to see somebody else doing a point of view or what is supposed to be an original thought as their own, it just feels wrong. Like when you watch that, it doesn't feel right. Whereas I think with bands, a lot of times we are less invested in why they're thinking what they're thinking, or and again, that's just my opinion on it. I could be totally wrong, but that's why it doesn't bother me. But you raise a good question. Why is a cover band okay, but a cover comic not? Another part of it, too, dude, is that for comedy to work, and we talked about this with Zombie yesterday, the joke is kind of contingent on catching you off guard. Like, you may enjoy hearing a joke twice, but very rarely do you want to go see the same comedy act over and over and over. People kind of get critical of that. Whereas a band can do 2 or 3 new songs and you're like, oh God, thank God they did all the hits. Comedians don't necessarily have hits that get played on the radio. Like, comedian stuff isn't played in the clubs. It's just a different form of the arts.
I feel bad for you guys because, like you said, you only want to hear a joke a couple of times and you constantly have to come out with new material. I could write a couple of good songs and make a living for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, that is a difference. But you raise an interesting question. That's why I think it is, because comedy is supposed to be based on original thoughts and original points of view, where you're kind of telling people something internal. And for some reason, it feels weird to hear somebody doing shit in that vein that is not theirs, where it doesn't feel weird. Certain songs might be weird. Like if you hear somebody covering, say, when P. Diddy did that song about Biggie, and he covered the Police song. That wasn't weird because he was covering a Police song. But to hear somebody covering Diddy's version because it was about a specific thing and it was about Biggie would be weird. Like if you heard somebody doing Diddy's song, you'd be like, that's kind of fucking weird. He didn't know Biggie. What's he doing? So certain songs might sound weird if they were covered, okay? I don't mean to babble. I apologize. I'm tired.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
Good luck, my friend, with life. I know, I'll get to that, E-Rock. Someone says cover bands are considered a scam. I mean, I don't like that. I mean, you raise a good question. I mean, here's the question about cover bands. What's the most important holiday when you listen to a cover band? Is it Christmas? Is it Valentine's Day? I mean, look, maybe they're both close, but it's obviously Mother's Day. That's the difference. There's only one mother. Like, you know what I mean? So if you want to take your mother, I'm really trying to tie this in, but it's hard. You want to take your mother out. If she was a good mother, you take her out to see a band. If she was kind of shit, take her to see a cover band. Or if she's a good mother, you could always, make sure she knows it. How could you do that? Wow, are the wheels coming off? Make sure all the moms in your life know how great they were. What's the perfect gift? Thank God it's our old friend Steven Singer who will tolerate me butchering his read. They have famous gold dip roses, of course. It's the perfect gift for your mom, your mother-in-law, or the mother of your children. Any mom you know will love a gold dipped rose. You know that. It's a real long stem rose dipped in 24 karat pure gold. This gift lasts forever. It lasts forever, or until your house burns down in a tragic smoking fire. Like if your mom smokes and falls asleep with a cigarette in her mouth, she's probably going to be burned alive and your gold dip rose ruined. Or if your mom drunk drives a lot with her rose on the dashboard, it will probably be melted in the car fire. However, if those things don't happen, fire notwithstanding, it will last forever. And it's only $69. That is $69. Steven Singer's real long stem roses. They come shipped in a beautiful gift box with your own personalized Mother's Day card. And honestly, we fuck with Steven Singer, but I have given these as gifts. They're terrific. Your own card, your own gift box, of course. It's a wonderful gift. Steven Singer has special colors available only for Mother's Day, and they sell out every year. We always say that, and then people always complain. Don't miss out on his new color for 2013. It's called Timeless Turquoise. Check it out online right now at IHateStevenSinger.com. You can order now, or you're going to miss out on the beautiful new color because it's limited and it will go. Timeless Turquoise. IHateStevenSinger.com. If you order now, you will get free shipping. It's a phenomenal gift phenomenal. I said phenomenal. It's a phenomenal gift from the best jeweler in the country. On 188 I Hate Steven Singer, or go to IHateStevenSinger.com and order your Mother's Day rose. What a fantastic idea. And I'm going to apologize for tripping over that clumsily. I am really tired today. And I know I've been babbling like a fucking asshole, mixing up my points. So for those of you that have stayed through this fucking abomination of a show, I really appreciate it. Doug in Jersey has some advice for me. Hopefully it's to never talk into a microphone again. Yes, Doug.
Listen, there was a buddy of mine. I didn't see him over the summer, and when I did see him in the fall, I said, how'd you lose so much weight? Are you sick? And he said, no. He started this thing called the Dukan diet, D-U-K-A-N. They dropped 20 pounds.
What is it?
It's like Atkins, but it's basically protein for the first 7 to 10 days. You cut out the carbs. You do lean protein. I started doing it. I'm down 21 pounds since February.
Okay, well, no carb thing is a big thing. I like eating some carbs. I think you need some carbs, but thank you very much. Huh?
You can have some after you do the initial phase.
Oh, okay.
I told a couple of my buddies, and they're all dropping about a pound a day just doing this thing. Look it up and see the work.
Thank you. Good luck, brother. I appreciate your call. John in Oklahoma. You're a sponsor.
Hello.
Hi, buddy. I would just do me a favor. It's up to you if you want to, but I would try not to mention the name. If you're in a 12-step program, I would just keep it at 12-step program, if that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't like to break the anonymity on radio. Okay.
Well, I've been in recovery for a long time, and my wife passed away, and a girl that I had been sponsoring who had told me about everything,
Do you mean I told you everything like this? I'm sorry to interrupt you. You mean she sat down with you and told you everything like we do with our sponsors?
Right.
Okay.
And anyway, it's been like 5 years since my wife's been gone, and she wants to start dating, and I'm kind of like, this may not be a good idea.
Well, let me ask you, if you don't mind me asking you. Now, you're obviously attracted to her. Now, in honesty, how long have you been attracted to her?
Oh, since day one.
So your motives for you probably should not be sponsoring. Why are you sponsoring a woman anyway? It's usually men with the men, women with the women.
Right, and it was kind of an odd situation because of our occupations.
What field are you in? What kind of job would require a man to sponsor a woman?
I'm an over-the-road driver, and she is too.
Okay, you don't drive together?
Not right. We talk on the phone an awful lot. Truck drivers are chatty son of a bitches. You know that.
But why? Let me ask you, because the thing is this. If you have a female friend who is also recovering from whatever, but a sponsor role is very, very personal, and it's very close, and it seems to me that there's another dynamic working here which would affect you being a good sponsor. I can't tell you whether to date or not. I've never had that situation. I've never sponsored anybody but men. But there's something about that I definitely think is off. I think that because if she's being sponsored by somebody and there's a mutual attraction, that's not what the sponsor-sponsee relationship is supposed to be. So I would suggest either telling her she has to get another sponsor and then maybe you date. But I absolutely don't think you can do both. And personally, I don't think that men should be sponsoring women they're attracted to for any reason. If you're talking to somebody or taking them to a few meetings for whatever program it may be, that's one thing. But motives are everything. And I would suggest giving her to a woman who will kick her in the ass and call her on stuff that a man wouldn't. Because a female-female or male-male relationship, we can't pull the same shit we can with the opposite sex. So I would suggest changing something about that relationship because I think that's really dangerous for her.
Well, I have already went there, done that, and got the damn T-shirt, and she just won't wear it. She just keeps bugging me.
Well, are you still sponsoring her?
Not really. I have told her over the years, no, you need to get a female to do this and to go through this with. But, in chatting back and forth and talking, everything's kind of come out. And now it's wanting to go to a higher level with it, and which we never have. I've been attracted to her since day one, and apparently she's been attracted to me, but we've never been together.
So that's not a real sponsor-sponsee relationship. And that's not what a real sponsor-sponsee relationship should be based on. So I would suggest, you can't make her do anything, but you should, in my opinion, not be sponsoring a woman when there's a mutual attraction at all. That's a relationship she should have with another woman, and I know you know that, but knowing it doesn't mean anything if the action isn't happening. I would personally not be comfortable doing that at all. So if you're asking for my advice, I would suggest telling her and absolutely meaning it that she has to get a woman for that role. And then maybe if you guys decide to date, give it a little waiting period and then date. That's what my suggestion would be. I can't say don't date. You're both adults and these things happen, but I would certainly make sure she has a good relationship with a new sponsor first.
Well, I just go back to that old two sickies don't make one welly. And,
absolutely not.
You know, that's kind of where I'm at, but god damn, I want to try that stuff too.
Well, you already.
I've only been one woman in 42 years, Jimmy.
I have to wrap up because they're telling us to go. I appreciate your honesty, but let's be honest. You already know the answer. You know the answer. You know what the right thing to do is, and I know it's hard because a new sponsor may tell her to not be involved with you. So right now you have a certain element of control as the sponsor and a certain level of intimacy that you're probably afraid you'll lose if she finds a woman. So you know what you got to do, brother.
All right.
Good luck, Ben. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who called. The guy separated from his wife, got a blowjob from a Miranda girl. Don't know what to do. I would suggest finding her again and getting blown again. That's what I would suggest. Always get the number. I got sober 2 years ago, lost 75 pounds. Want to tell Jimmy how I did it. Call back next week. I want to pitch an idea for a reality show. How do I go about that? If I knew, I'd have a fucking reality show, Jay. Find an agent or a manager. Copyright what you've written first, because there's a lot of thieves and vultures in the business. I don't have a show on the air, so I'm not qualified to tell you. I apologize for this choppy show. Thank you for listening, my friends. Fezzi and Ronnie next.